The one thing I want to talk about, a little something called auditory Visualnary hypnosis, and I've been thinking about this for a while now. Since we hit 2022, I've been thinking a little bit. See, I haven't been making too many videos. That's because I've been thinking, and it really comes down to you want to put it in your head, you want to visualize it, you want to think it, dream it, do it. Think it, dream it, do it. That's what you want to do. You want to look at it in your mind. You're not going to look at it. You're going to look at it, put it through your sights. You're going to line it up like a red dot. You're going to look at it from afar, then you're going to put it in a little bit closer. You're going to put it at a distance at first. You want to put it at a distance and then rear it back in like an ugly calf. Damn. Think about that. Kilo, that means 1,000. 1,000, it's a kilo. 5-kilometer balls on the back of a hare's ass. I was thinking about that yesterday. Yesterday was a big day for me. That's because it's because of a lot of reasons. I got stuck on 529 going 60 because my car shut off. Munchies is going to be deleted in a year, but that's not what I'm here to discuss. Auditory Visualnary hypnosis. What is hypnosis? No one will tell you the truth. With the gurus and the chiropractors on the internet, they're not going to tell you what hypnosis is because that's how they make their money. Financiers, you buy a financer to tell you how to run your money. The stock market. If they're so good at finance, why don't they finance? That was my question, and I figured it out. It's because they're all liars. You know, the reason when you walk in a room and you get dizzy, I figured this out after I read about 7 pages of The Terrors Within, Scott Cawthon's latest novel. It's about this woman named Charlie and how she loves her schoolwork, but more importantly, when you enter into a new room, your mind gets so confused, it gets so overwhelmed with the just absolute invasion of senses into its head. It's not used to processing that many sensories. We are in a world of sensory overload, I believe it said. And Scott Cawthon, he makes a good point when he says our mind can only pick up so much, because I remember when I went into a roller rink and I looked around and I felt dizzy. It's because of all the people roller skating. And now, because of Scott Cawthon's The Terror Within, his latest novel, I realize that now. You know, if someone had a limited time to live, they wouldn't know what to do. So that's the thing about people. If they were told you're going to die on this date, at this time, in this year, they wouldn't know what they're going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out, I'm going to buy a cargo van. That's one of those big vans. And I'm going to go in there, I'm going to build up, like Mr. Beast, I'm going to beep beep, I'm going to build up this van, and it's going to be a machine van. It's going to have metal coming out of the sides of it, so that every time I drive, I can extend them. I can use, like, you know, the paddles in those Viking ships where it's like 800 people with the little paddles moving that ship. It's going to be like that, but with the metal pieces. So no matter what happens, I can always move my car to anywhere that I need to go. And I'll have that. And then up on top of the roof of the car, there's going to be a pool. And I'm going to fill that pool up with any sort of weaponry. That's all going to be sheathed. There's no metal parts because it's going to be in one of those inflatable little kiddie pool things. And it's going to be screwed onto the top of my car, my cargo van, that I'm going to have metal sheets protecting me. I can see through the metal sheets, but they can't see, and it's like the sun rays that bounce off the window, but you can see outside of the window. This is going to cost me a lot of money to get this done. Okay, and you never tell someone how much money you have. That's tip 2. That's tip number 2. You never tell someone how much money you have. And tip number 3, it is a sequential tip to tip 2. You never tell anyone how much money you putting on a horse race. Never in my life have I told anyone how much money I'm putting on a horse race. Because horse races, people don't understand. People are like, why are you going to be betting on a horse? Horses are the future. Because when cars stop working, when people run out of oil, they're going to be going back to horses. And people don't realize how hard it is to maneuver on a horse, let alone train a horse. Because horses, it's a different kind of animal. We train dogs and maybe cats, or maybe you have a fish or something at home. Horses are a completely different animal. They're fragile yet sturdy. They're very strong, but they're very fragile. Have you ever seen a horse's calf? I'm not talking about like the little baby. I'm talking about the bottom part of their leg. That thing can snap like a twig. But then look at their frontal structure. It's a pure muscle. Did you know a hippo is actually pure muscle? There's no fat on a hippopotamus. It's just muscle. And you're never going to tell someone how much money that you're betting on a horse race, because that'll get a lot of people jealous. Believe me, I know a lot of friends who, if I told them how much money I have on horse races, they'd be through the roof. They'd be out of their minds. And it's not midnight, alright, it's 4 p.m. And if your bitch in dirty mode, you got your bitch in dirty mode, tell her to get a zinger. What, the Harborough Snake Zingers? These chicken strip gummy strips. If your bitch in dirty mode, tell her to get a zinger. That's number 1. Oh wait, no. That's number 4. That's tip number 4. If your bitch in dirty mode, get that bitch a zinger. Tip number 5. I never want, is less of a tip and more of just an instruction. Rape isn't a sex crime. It's not. It's about power and violence. There's no sex in rape. Now listen to that. There's no sex in rape. Rape is about power. It's about violence. It's about domination. And it's wrong. It's horrible and it's wrong. But don't let anyone tell you that rape is a sex act, because it's not. It's about power. And this is going to be tip number 6. If you're walking and let's say you have a partner, let's say, now this is going to be mostly for those in my audience who date women, but more so those who date men. You need to show your partner that you have composure. You show them that, yeah, I'm a chill person, I'm good. And then you rip it away from them. Then you take that away. You give them everything and you take it all away. Because that's pretty much goes back to tip 5. You could call that rape. That's about the power in your relationship. You hold the power. You show them, wow, man, look what I can do. That's what it is. And that's what rape is. It's, hey man, watch this. Hey, watch this. That's what rape is pretty much. It's about power. It's about pride as well. Never forget that. If there's power, there's pride. And that's a lot. That's pretty deep. That's pretty fucking deep. If it's power, it's pride. And that is something crazy that not a lot of people really know about. Not a lot of people see nowadays. Is people talking about that. I remember a lot from my childhood, but the one thing I remember is that how much I loved playing with Barbies. There was a lot of power in that. And I have a lot of pride that goes into that. I'm very proud of who I was when I was a kid. And there's some things, that I'm not so proud of. Like, I used to abuse animals with sticks. I don't do that anymore. That's messed up. But not for the reason that you might think that it's messed up. And I know what you're thinking. And you're thinking, well, you can't abuse animals. That's animal cruelty. I think that's a load of horse shit. I think it's because I raped them. I think it's because if you really look at it, I raped my dog. It's because it was about power. Who had the power? in the family structure, the pet or me, the little 8-year-old boy. And it was me. I raped the dog because it's not sex. Rape it doesn't have to be sex. That's what a lot of you don't understand, because it was about the power that I held. And that's messed up. I think I think rape is wrong. I don't condone rape. I think it's horrible. I also think it's about power. And what I did there was rape. Animals, we can't eat animals and say that they have rights, alright? I would rather rape an animal sexually than eat an animal normally at Kroger. So it's really, what sword do you want to fall on? Are you going to rape it, or are you going to eat it? Because I think I would rather someone rape me than murder me, you know? But a lot of y'all meat eaters out there don't understand, and that's okay. You know, I think we shouldn't have rights for animals. I think that's hypocritical. Having rights for animals, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? Now, I know y'all seen the video with the monkey getting burnt. That's mean, but that's not mean because it's an animal. It's mean because it's rape, and I want you to remember that. Remember those humble words, alright? Alright? And you remember, when Jesus had his disciples, he told his disciples, he tells all Christian people, Jesus that is, he tells them, there will be suffering. He tells you, he says, it will not be easy. It will not be an easy life. And I think you can really see that with how I live. It's 1 million haters. I got 1 million haters for one cracker. 1 cracker. 1 million haters, 1 cracker. Can you believe that? I think it goes to show that I'm walking in the light. I'm walking in the light. But that's okay. It's okay. 1 million haters, 1 cracker.